Let's talk more on this now with the Labour leader, Andrew Little. Good morning.
Good morning.
So do you not trust the New Zealand Defence Force on what they're saying here, and indeed the Prime Minister?
Well, it's not about not trusting. It's about who should be the judge of the facts in this case. We have serious allegations in the book Hit and Run. We have the response by the Chief of Defence Force, Tim Keating, for whom I have immense respect. But in the end, the Defence Force should not be judged in its own cause. There are serious allegations. There is a lack of clarity about the extent of civilian casualties. And I think for the sake of the Defence Force's reputation here and abroad and public confidence in them, we need an independent inquiry.
Independent is an interesting word here. Tim Keating, Lieutenant General Tim Keating, Bill English was saying is essentially independent in looking at all of this. Do you not agree?
Well, he is the Chief of the Defence Force, and what would be under inquiry is elements of our Defence Force and their planning, their intelligence gathering, the way they prosecuted this particular mission. He cannot be independent, with all due respect to him. And I think for the reasons I've outlined and for the sake of public confidence, we do need an inquiry, and it has to be independent of both the Defence Force and of the executive arm of government.
What did you make of some of the things that Bill English had to say yesterday in the press conference regarding this decision that he's made about the inquiry? For example, refusing to say whether he saw guns in the hands of the people that were killed in the raid when he was shown that video by the NZSAS.
Well, all that does is creates more confusion and more doubt about what actually happened here. You know, there is something very interesting about this entire mission, that before they embarked on it, it wasn't enough for them to get approval from the then Chief of Defence Force, Jerry Mataparai, or the then Minister, Wayne Mapp, who were in Kabul at the time. They went all the way to the Prime Minister. That tells you that there was something unusual about this mission, presumably a high risk of something. And now we have these allegations that there were these unexpected civilian casualties. There does seem to be something peculiar about this particular mission, and I think for the sake of public confidence, we need an inquiry. It's not good enough for the Prime Minister to say, yes, he's seen the video, won't answer any questions on it, and we should all just accept that uncritically.
The difficulty of this is that much of the information remains classified, or indeed is not actually in the hands necessarily in full of the NZDF. Does that mean that it would have to be an inquiry behind closed doors if there was to be one?
From what I understand, there would be difficulty in making it fully open to the public. And the fact that even in Hit and Run, some of the evidence that the authors were relying on came from serving soldiers at the time. They will have access to classified information. Their identities they will probably wish to keep secret as well. So in terms of setting up an independent inquiry, great care will have to be taken, but it may well mean that large chunks of it would be excluded to the public.
Would you commit to having an inquiry if you become Prime Minister in September?
Yes. I think there are too many issues surrounding this whole event that are now in confusion, that are in doubt, and I think for the sake of public confidence we need to resolve those doubts.
What kind of inquiry would you want to see? One that included the provision for looking at war crimes or not?
No, I don't think, even taking the book at face value, I don't think there's anything there that leaps out that says a war crime has been committed. It looks more to me like mistakes have been made, that an assessment about the risk of civilian casualties may have understated that risk, and certainly going on what Wayne Mapp has said since, the likelihood of there having been civilian casualties now seems much higher, and I think we need to clarify that point.
Okay. If I could just talk to you about something else while you're with us this morning, and it is in connection with your defamation case. I'm very clear that we don't want to talk about the content of that case at all. I would like to ask you a couple of questions, though, about the money here. Firstly, though, this defamation case, this is essentially taking a whole week out of your life, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's taking 3 or 4 days at least, yeah.
That must be quite a hit, considering you're leader of the opposition and trying to continue with your job at the same time.
When you're leader of the opposition, you attract attention, you attract threats, you attract all sorts of things. It goes with the job. Okay.
Where is it that the money is coming from regarding fighting this case?
Me.
It's personal?
Yes. Or the expenses I've incurred and the offers I have made to settle have been, or the offers would, if they been accepted, were entirely funded by me.
So you're paying all of your own legal fees too?
Yes. They're not. There's no public money, taxpayer money going into my fees or any settlement that I have offered.
Okay. What exactly in that case are you able to put forward? How are you able to put your hands on that kind of money?
Well, through personal arrangements.
Okay. For example, putting your house up as security?
Well, I'm not going to go into it, but the offers that I have made and the expenses I've incurred are entirely mine.
And is that how it will remain from here on in, irrespective of outcome?
I believe in taking personal responsibility for your actions, and that means that I don't take resort to the taxpayer money or any other money to meet these responsibilities.
So to be crystal clear, no money will come from Labour as a result of what is currently going on in the court?
Correct.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's the Labour leader, Andrew Little. It's 16 to 8.